Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we are back with the Tycoon news for this month. Yes, we've got a lot of news to get through, so let's get going with that news indeed. Firstly, we have here what looks like it could be a fairly big release in the Tycoon niche with Cartel Tycoon. While little is known about the game, here's what I could scrape up from Steam and some YouTube sites and some weird Russian websites. Cartel Tycoon allows you to build a growing drug production and smuggling business. Cartel Tycoon gives you control over the production of your, What's the most YouTube-friendly way to say this? Product! From here, you must transfer the product that you grow for processing in order to make it into a more valuable version of that product. From here, you can bring your product to exchange points, such as border crossings or trading hubs, like an airport or a... What do you get those things in city skylines and all that? The boats, a boating hub place. They have names. You'll have to be inventive if you want to get your products past these hubs, because of course that's smuggling is going to have to be put in place there. With all of this, you have mechanics within cities, such as wars with police and many more features imaged, but I'm not going to go into detail or really mention them because they are images, and I could definitely be wrong by what I can gather from looking at a picture. I can't really tell you about them because of that lack of information. For more details and, well, not really details, more images, you can check out some of the sites that I have linked below. Right now we only have a lot of beautiful looking gameplay images and some little snippets of gameplay on that Russian website. That is about it. Farm Manager was one of the hit games from 2018, with many people playing and watching the game all over the place. Naturally, after its success, we are getting a sequel with Farm Manager 2020, releasing September 17th this year. Farm Manager 2020 will feature an even larger selection of crops and plant species for you to plant, grow, and sell for the variety of new machinery available to you and your budding farm business. Get it? Budding? Because farm and plants and never mind. Alongside this, there are new animals available for you, such as fish, ostrich, wild boar, and quail as well. Quail, you can buy quail eggs. I've never seen, I don't know what a quail is, actually. I know you can buy quail eggs in real life. I don't think you can eat them. I don't know. Unlike the original from 2018, Farm Manager 2020 will feature disasters, seasons, weather, utilities, and many more features, additions, and improvements to the core gameplay experience. I'm sure for those of you who are more knowledgeable on farming, will definitely enjoy a farm managing game, and I'm sure you probably know more about quail than I obviously do. Next up, we have a new game to show off in the form of Fantasy World Online Tycoon. A bit of a weird title, a bit of a lengthy title even, for sure. But Fantasy World Online Tycoon allows you to build and manage your very own online role-playing MMORPG game. And no, I do not know what an MMORPG means. If you're asking, I have looked it up, but as I was typing the script, I didn't know. The game gives you the tools to create wondrous worlds with quests and scenarios for the players to encounter. Creating a successful in-game economy will be key to your success, as you need that funding to expand your game and market it to new players. As you expand your game, you will have to fend off cyber attacks on your game's servers in order to keep people playing and to avoid downtime. While I definitely don't know the first thing about MMORPG games, as a Tycoon game, this sounds amazing. And as I record this game, it is yet to be released. However, it's probably going to be around April 20th, so as you watch this, you can buy it right now, assuming there's no delays. It's a very interesting concept. You're developing a game, but you also have like the factor of servers, and you have to work with the outside of the game side, so it's a weird, but it's a very cool concept if you can pull it off. So it's got like the internal game management and then the external game management. So 2 different factors there, which I think could be really cool if they do it well. Movie Maven Tycoon is an upcoming game in which you'll be able to run your very own mini-movie studio. Movie Maven Tycoon features a game dev tycoon-esque process for constructing movies, ensuring you get the best acting talent, the best screenplays, and the best directors with a multitude of possible genre combinations available to you. Movie Maven includes a series of interesting features to make this possible. Alongside the movie production process, you'll have to create a network of feeders to carry your released films. maintain a set of production staff for recording and editing movies, and open multiple development studios around the country to expand your business. As you expand, you can open these new locations, you can film movies in new locations, you can make more movies at once. It just goes better and better and better. This only seems to scratch the surface of what is included in Movie Maven Tycoon. However, there is currently no release date for the game, so I recommend you wishlist it on Steam. While I was browsing the Tycoon Reddit page this past month, I fell across Uberek, I'm probably murdering the name of the game. However, it's a city builder based on an amazingly cute voxel art style of art. While there isn't much info on the actual gameplay of the game, we have been given a series of very beautiful shots of the game's art, seeing buildings such as a sawmill, a selection of commercial buildings, and a selection of houses, such as flats, etc., lumberjack huts, market stalls, and a series of industrial buildings. While I'm sure it's a long way off from release, with graphics as cute as this, I'm sure it has the potential to be a very, very good game. The only way to currently follow the development is via the developer's Tumblr page, so hopefully there'll be maybe a Twitter or a Discord soon. Of course, you can't always put confidence just in graphics alone, but, games that have good graphics normally have at least some pretty good gameplay behind them. Moon Village is an intriguing space-age tycoon game set on, surprise, surprise, the moon. Moon Village places you as the controller for the first ever base to be constructed on the big, glowing planet we call our moon. Moon Village allows you to build a space station in orbit around the moon, create the processes for rocket construction and launching on the moon, building a fully functional mini-civilization on the moon, building lunar vehicles to explore the planet with, and much, much more, allowing you to become the pioneer of humanity's space race. I'd be slightly wary at this point of Moon Village, based off of the lacking information and entirely CGI gameplay footage right now, but if they can pull it off, it could be a very, very good game indeed. Factory Life is a factory building game that isn't actually set on an alien planet. Hey! Factory Life will start you off, like most games, in the building phase, setting the foundations and layout of your new factory. The factory floor, you could say. From the start, you will only be able to build a warehouse. However, as your factory grows, you can expand with different rooms for production, or staff rooms, such as break rooms, etc. The general rooms you get, as well as more specialized production rooms. Factories require supply chains, so logistics, the sending and receiving of items will be key to your factory's success. This is a prominent feature of Factory Life and will be essential if you wish to succeed. As you expand your building and your operations, you will naturally bring with it the need for new production areas, logistical expansion, and a number of new employees. With all these being built into the game, Factory Life is sure to be a great and feature-filled gameplay experience, and the person who is developing the game worked in factories, if you read through his little dev blogs, so he's definitely got the knowledge to give you some realistic features. This month, we saw the release of the recently announced DLC for Project Hospital called Hospital Services. Hospital Services contains 2 new departments in the game, one of these departments being pathology, which allows for autopsies to be performed on, dead bodies. The DLC also brought with it a whole host of new features, such as pharmacies, staff training, a cafeteria, janitor management controls, a visitor's lounge, and gift shops, because, we all go shopping in hospitals. For more information or to buy the game, you can navigate to the Steam page on their website. Space Station Tycoon is a game which recently hit Kickstarter, so what's it all about? Well, it's the year 3000 and humanity is stretching its power all over the galaxy. With economic opportunities everywhere, it's time to take advantage and start the production of your very own space station in the galaxy. Attracting customers to your station so that they can spend money on your services and products will be key to your success as the station's manager. Of course, they'll bring with them money, and maybe they're wanting to spend money on services such as repairs to their ship, or they just want to have a good time there. With a wide variety of space station buildings to grow your station with, you will be able to attract new types of travelers wandering the galaxy. An example would be, let's say you want to expand into, like I said before, ship repairs. So you'll have to build a little station where ships can dock and be repaired. There's an example. Space Station Tycoon has reached its goal on Kickstarter at the time of writing, so for more information you can take a look at that page and follow along in the update section of that Kickstarter page. Latte Stand Tycoon Plus is a simple and supposedly relaxing barista tycoon game. The game is the sequel to the original Latte Stand Tycoon, which, according to the developers, lacked polish and a bigger picture, as they put it. I don't know what that means, but Latte Stand Tycoon Plus will allow you to take control of Maya and Mia, two individuals aspiring to build a latte business from their neighborhood corner. As you create better and better products, you can expand your business around the neighborhood, meeting new people and acquiring an ever-expanding set of gear and ingredients to further your latte production. You'll receive pushback from the elements, however, causing damage and requiring you to keep on top of repairs and maintenance. With a release date of November last year, who knows if Latte Stand Tycoon Plus will ever see the light of day. It's maybe unlikely that it releases at this point in time, but who knows. It does look like a pretty good evolution of Latte Stand Tycoon, the original game, which I played way back then, and was on mobile as well. So if you want to give it a go and you don't have a PC, you can play this one on mobile. Startup Company has finally entered its full release stage after releasing into early access way back in 2017. Full release of Startup Company brings with it a multitude of new features and modifications to the game. Some of the new features to be added include a new website type, a new profile page for gaming and dating platforms, 20 new in-game competitors to fend off, the ability to retire at any point in time, the ability to mass upgrade employees, customization controls for the amount of days there are in a year of the game, the ability to sell your website, and a multitude of new office items and objects, while also improvements to the HR management controls and production plans as well. For a detailed breakdown of the features mentioned, because that was just a list, you can visit the Steam blog page, which goes on and on and on with lots of details if you're a player of Startup Company. Software Inc. Alpha 11.5.1 was released into the testing branch this month, and while I don't normally cover the tiny incremental updates of Software Inc., this one wasn't quite so tiny and did catch my eye with an overhaul to the stocks and bond system. If I quote the developer here, I actually sat down and read how stock markets work, and due to this, the stock system has been, developed further. Due to this, the stock system now makes you trade with actual stocks and shares instead of an old system where only 5 share slots were available to be bought. This allows you to begin a hostile takeover of a company after 50% of their stocks are owned by you. Alongside this, the savings account mechanic has been split into a bonds investment system to slowly make you money on your savings. For more information, you can check the blog post linked below. Anime, the hand-drawn computer animation style deriving from Japan, is widely popular around the world. If you happen to be one of those fans, you may be happy to hear of an upcoming game called Anime Studio Tycoon. Anime Studio Tycoon, which is developed by True Sierra. Also the developer, currently developing Comic Book Tycoon. I should mention that both games have a similar art style behind them. Anime Studio Tycoon allows you to create your very own animes, allowing you to micromanage the entire process from the original concept to the end production and release. As you create more and more anime, you will be able to hire more and more talent into your company to create a higher quality product for your viewers and buyers. As you find what makes you successful, you'll be able to make TV series and blockbuster movies from your concept, going from a tiny animation studio to a big, booming business in the anime sector. I'd be a tad wary, given its likeness to Comic Book Tycoon. However, for a heavy anime fan, I'm sure this game will be worth a look at the very least. And that is it. That is a Tycoon news for the month of May 2020. Next month, I'll be expanding not only into simulation news, strategy news as well. So we'll have 3 weeks of news, going from strategy news in the first week, simulation news in the second week, and Tycoon news in the third week. So hopefully you enjoy that very much. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.